Hello everyone, Gumball here, and welcome back to the FTB Infinity Evolved mod pack, where today we're going to try upgrading our reactor. So, currently the reactor design was a whole load of these overclocked heat vents with 4 uranium fuel rods and then 4 of these component heat exchangers. Today we're going to upgrade, we're going to use all these parts in here, and I also managed to get some plutonium, so we're going to use this MOX fuel. And the reason I'm going to use MOX fuel is because if we heat up the reactor a bit, it will then make a lot more power than uranium, but it also only lasts half the amount of time as uranium. So it makes more power, takes less time, and then we'll get more plutonium over time as well. So I've got my hazmat suit on here, and let's start laying this out. So I've tested this design, and I did blow it up in my creative world because I wasn't being careful enough. So I saved a backup, because if this doesn't work, then I'd rather like to not have everything blown up. So let's put pieces in here. We're going to use all these advanced heat vents like so. One in between all of these gaps. Then goes diagonally off of these. I'm assuming, yep, diamond shape in the middle. And then the rest are also diamond shapes. So for here and here, and then we're missing the one somewhere. 4, 4, 4. Have I accidentally crafted an extra one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. I crafted an extra one. Genius. Let's stick that in there. Let's grab our component heat exchangers, and we're going to put them here, 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 and here. Grab our component heat vents. I think they're the part we have the most of. And we're going to want mostly diamond shapes of these as well. So we've got those 3 there. That branches off this way. So it's a big X. The whole way along these 2 angles here. So just go up here and up here. And then there's one. Did I craft an extra one of these as well? No. Oh no, I had 2 there. 2 in the corners. That should be it. Yep. And then we need the heat vents and the reactor plating. Oops. So reactor plating, and then the heat vents. 2 there and 2 there. So 1, 2, 1, 2, and then we just need our fuel rods. And we space them out like so, and this should work. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this fuel rod down here and take these advanced heat vents out, and then if we start running the reactor, this should start heating up, and hopefully I have enough coolant in there. That might be something I'll have to make some of, but this should start heating up eventually, maybe. I did test this and it did work, but I was using bigger fuel rods, so this might not be enough to heat it up. Oh no, it's starting to heat up. Now as this heats up, we should see the heat units per tick also go up. And so we'll be making a bit more power, but I think we're going to have to wait for this coolant to cycle through a bit. Seems to be keeping up very easily though. Strange. Oh, 2%. Okay, I'm going to let this run a little bit up to around 60%, if the fuel rods last that long, and hopefully that will mean then that this will be producing much better power. It was doing really well in my test world, so this should work. So I will be right back. So guys, I'm back, and the reactor's heated up to around 60% core temperature, and it's staying around 63. And I don't want to take it up to 80 because then blocks will start melting and everything will go wrong and it'll be terrible. But we're getting an output of around 80 heat units per tick, which isn't as much as we were getting when we were using the uranium in the setup that we had, which was also less fuel rods. But once we get more plutonium, which we may have to do more uranium cycles, just uranium fuel rods cycles to do, then we can start using quad MOX fuel rods, and that will make like that will reach 1,400 heat units per second, which will probably require us getting more Stirling generators and liquid heat exchangers, but I'm not sure. It might just go through the pipes in larger amounts, but still not quite fill it up, which will be great if that's the case. But it also does seem to still be making the same amount of power. Like, this number doesn't seem to be going up any slower. I might need to test that and see if it is any slower. But everything's stable, and this is never going to overheat or anything. And we're getting enough power for what we're doing. So I think this is pretty good, and this will get us the amount of plutonium we spend back, but it won't get us. Unfortunately, it won't get us uranium. So we're gonna have to find another good way of getting our enriched uranium, at least. So let's see. Enriched uranium nuclear fuel is what we've been using. The only recipe for it, you can compress it into uranium ingots, which you need for irradiant uranium. Okay, we'll need that later. The only way to really get it is through uranium cycles. So it looks like we may need to mine more, because you also don't get enough back from uranium fuel rods, unfortunately. So more mining for uranium looks like that's going to be what we have to do. Currently we have, let's see, we have a few uranium fuel rods here, we have a few stacks of uranium, a few tiny piles, so we can make more uranium fuel rods, and then we have 1 uranium ore and 10 purified crushed, which will get us a bit of uranium, get us like 50 more. So I'll have to see what we can do to get more of that. Maybe I'll work on getting the rest of the machines to get this replicator up, and we might just end up mass fabricating it if I can start getting scrap boxes. But yeah, so I'll leave that to run for a while, and that should get us some power. And let's see, what are these at? They're around 600 out of 1,000, so that's definitely going up. Oh wow, sometimes these numbers seem to skyrocket, and then sometimes they seem to go quite normal. If I hook up the mass fabricator, we can actually leave this running until it runs out of fuel, since we're not using the power for anything else. And that will also get us UU matter, so that would be nice. It's at 67, 68, 69. I kind of wish I had a high voltage cable just going across the room, but then that would be in the way and I'd have to craft those. But I'll go away now, leave that to run, and see if I can think of anything much else to do this episode. Okay, so I think we'll just finish up there. There's nothing much else I can think of doing. But this has just been running for the last, like, I don't know, 2 minutes, and we've almost reached our 3rd millibucket of UU matter, which is great, but we do need 128,000 millibuckets, which could be a bit of a pain. If there was an easier way to get UU matter, that would be awesome. But nope, not that I know of. Nowhere. What's the vacuum hopper mortars? Yeah. What? That must be a type of food. This is almost. Now I'm wondering, since we have 2 millibuckets, did it actually complete a cycle while I was sitting around, or does it give you 2 each time? I think it only gives you the 1. 99, 100. Oh, it only gives you the 1. But yeah, so I think we'll finish up there. I'll have to leave that reactor running a little bit between episodes, which hopefully I can do. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this episode of the FTB Infinity Evolved mod pack. Now, really, we've found all the methods we have of speeding up getting plutonium and iridium. So hopefully we can start getting a large amount of that, and then once we can finally get to work on things like applied energistics, better armor, and stuff like that, and progress with everything we can do in the pack, eventually reaching things like dimlets and stuff, which will be pretty cool. We'll also need to get a quarry eventually, so that might be something we do in one of the upcoming episodes. Yeah, today I wore the plumb bob hat. Yep, so you can go grab that if you can find it. So yeah, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time for some more FTB Infinity Evolved. Bye bye!